Hello, beautiful you. Welcome to the first video in this series of An Addict's Guide to Living, where hopefully not only I'll give you some tools and questions to change this area, but also bring some lightness to it. Bring some kindness to you with it, and share a lot of the tools that I've used in my past almost 4 years of my journey with sobriety and addiction. And I also don't desire to sugarcoat this at all. One of the things I would like to say is that if you're willing to change this for you, what is beyond it is unfathomable. The idea that I would like who I am, the idea that I would have kindness for myself and others, actually be creating a life that is far more true for me and gets more true for me every day was unfathomable to me at the point when I was just so stuck in my addiction. And I really was. I was so stuck in the wrongness of it, and also the story of it, all the lies that I had bought about myself and kept living as if they were truths that was keeping me stuck in all of this. So one of the things that I did very early on in my sobriety was I started writing a lot. And one of the things I did was I wrote this list of, okay, I've created myself this way up until this point. Who would I like to be in this world for me? Who would I like to create myself as now? And I just, to the best of my ability, pushed down my walls, pushed down my barriers, and got present with that being, with that sense of who would I like to be? What is actually true for me? And on the top of that list was integrity with self, to actually be true to me and start choosing what was true for me, start choosing based on that. And one of the things I had to do was go, okay, so if this is who I would like to be, I'm going to have to start choosing as if I am that. And here's where I had to start being willing to make the hard choices. Because one of the things I realized for myself was it's really easy to judge you. It's really easy to see you as less than. It's really easy to separate from people, to separate from you. It's really easy to do all of those things that we tend to do in addiction. What was hard for me was to get present and actually look at, okay, making me wrong, making anybody else wrong, seeing this as something that cannot change, that's not going to create me as this person who has integrity. What can I choose? Now, in this, self-sabotage, in this wrongness, here's a couple of great questions. Is what's right about me that I'm not getting? What's right about this that I'm not getting? And what if none of it had to be wrong anymore? See, one of the gifts of choice is that every choice we make creates an awareness, but we don't get access to that awareness if we're stuck in the judgment of it. So if you start asking that question of, okay, what's right about this? Well, it destroyed my life, or well, it created this separation with this person, or well, it gives me the perfect excuse not to create, or whatever that is, that's an awareness. So if you can have that awareness without the judgment attached, what choice do you have now to make and create yourself as something different in the future? I mentioned I was a little stuck in all of this, and I was like, I got to a point for myself where I was just like, you know what, enough. Either this changes and either I actually step up and change this, or what's the point? And, because didn't you come here to live? And hasn't, addiction's kind of been a great source for not living and for not being present and for not getting to show up and be everything that you are. But what if today's the day where those choices started being different? You're just like, you know what, I'm going to have that, and whatever it takes for me, I'm going to start being it. So one of these questions on top of the other two that I gave you that I started asking is, what's the gift in all of this that I'm not acknowledging? And one of the things I got for me was that I'd basically created everything up until that point as this version of myself. And I looked at it and went, okay, so what have I desired more than anything my whole life? To be me, whatever the hell that means, to be me, to actually have access to me as a being and create my life from that space. And I was like, okay, so what if I've had to choose all of these things that are not me? What if I've had to go down this path so that I have different choices available? So what if from that space you could recognize nothing is wrong with you, but what's truly right about you? What is the gift of you that this could become, whatever it is that you're desiring to change in your life right now, could become a springboard into you truly being something different. And if you started choosing today based on who would I like to be in the next 5 years? If I choose this, what will my life be like in the next 5 years? What else is possible for you? All right, my beautiful friends, I hope this contributes, and I will see you soon.